When did a good deed put you in serious danger? Those yellow lost dog flyers had been everywhere in our neighborhood for a week, and every single one showed this golden retriever named Bailey with big sad eyes and a message about how the family's kids were crying themselves to sleep without him. I was riding my bike home from my friend's house when I saw a golden retriever in the backyard of this house 3 streets over, and it had the exact same black spot on its ear as the dog in the picture. My heart started pounding because I knew how awesome it would feel to be the kid who brought Bailey home, and I kept thinking about that family finally getting their dog back after all those days of searching. What happened when I knocked on that door made me wish I'd just kept riding my bike. I dropped my bike on the lawn and walked up to the house, rehearsing what I was going to say about the flyers and how the owners had been searching everywhere. The man who answered the door looked pretty normal, just some dad in jeans and a polo shirt. But when I explained about Bailey and pointed toward his backyard, his face went hard and he practically growled that it was his dog that he'd had for 3 years. I started backing away and mumbling sorry for bothering him, but then the weirdest thing happened because suddenly he was all smiles and friendly, patting my shoulder and going on about how great it was that kids still cared about helping animals. You know what? Come on in and you can see how happy and well taken care of he is, and I'll grab you a soda and maybe find a little reward money for being such a good kid, he said, while holding the door wide open. And even though my stomach felt weird about it, he was being so nice that it seemed rude to say no. The second I walked through that door, everything felt wrong. There were no dog bowls anywhere, no leash hanging by the door, nothing that said a dog lived there except for the golden retriever cowering against the sliding glass door in the back. The man called the dog, but it wouldn't come, just pressed itself harder against the glass like it was trying to escape. And that's when I noticed the brand new deadbolt on the back door with the Home Depot tag still dangling from it. "What's your name?" the man asked, moving between me and the front door while still smiling. And before I could answer, he kept going with more questions that made my skin crawl. "Where do you live exactly? Like what street?" he asked. Then, "What school do you go to? And are your parents home right now?" And each question made my chest feel tighter and tighter. I told him I really needed to leave, but he said just a few more minutes, pulling out his phone and saying he wanted to call my parents to tell them what an amazing kid they had, asking, "What's their number?" while using his whole body to block the door. My hands were shaking and I could hear my heart beating in my ears, and when I tried to step around him, he moved too, still talking in that fake nice voice while his eyes looked completely different, watching me like a cat watches a mouse. The dog started whimpering from the back door, and the man's smile got bigger, and that's when I knew something was really, really wrong, and I needed to get out right now, but he was so much bigger than me, and there was nowhere to go. Just as I was trying to figure out if I could dodge around him, or if I should just scream for help, we both heard a car pull into the driveway, and the front door swung open as a woman walked in, carrying grocery bags. She stopped dead in her tracks, looking between me and the man with complete confusion on her face. "What's going on here? Honey, who is this kid?" The man's whole body went rigid, and he started stammering something about me being from the neighborhood, but the woman's eyes went to the backyard and her voice got sharp. "Why is there a dog in our yard? We don't have a dog. I'm severely allergic to dogs." The man tried to explain, his voice completely different now, high-pitched and nervous, saying something about finding it and planning to take it to the shelter, but his stories weren't matching up, and the woman was clearly getting more alarmed by the second. She looked directly at me with real concern and asked, "Sweetie, do your parents know you're here?" And in that moment of her attention on me and the door still open behind her, I didn't think twice before bolting past her and running faster than I'd ever run in my life. When I burst through my front door gasping and shaking, my parents immediately knew something was wrong, and after I told them everything, they called the police without even hesitating. The police went to the house that same afternoon and found the dog was definitely Bailey, matching every detail from the flyers, including a specific heart-shaped birthmark on his belly that the owners had described. The real family got Bailey back after a week of desperate searching, and when the police came to take my statement later, I overheard them telling my parents that the man had multiple prior reports about stolen pets he'd been trying to sell online. They also said there was an active warrant for attempted kidnapping from another state that they only discovered when they ran his name through their system. I never knocked on a stranger's door alone again.